Andy Gaunt.
James McGrath.
We're here for Curbing Canyon.
Dude, we are back.
We're back.
How you doing?
I'm excited for today. I'm like super, super excited today. And it hasn't been... It hasn't been 6 months. It's a monthly podcast, kind of.
Yeah, the monthly podcast. And you look fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I think you intimated you may be tired.
It's
early.
Yeah, I just got back from a week and a half in the UK. And I took my eldest son, Luke, there. We had a lot of fun. Didn't get a chance to go to the Nine Works party. There I am, mentioning them already. But the Nine Works event was on a Thursday. I went home on a Wednesday. Anyway, I know. We got loads to talk about today. And I know we promised...
There's a lot.
We promised the listeners, didn't we? We're going to do, or at least I promised the listeners and dragged you along with me, that we were going to be doing monthly podcasts. And so technically the last one was published in February. So we missed March. But we're here in April, and I am so proud of us.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we were supposed to record a few weeks back. I was trying to honor the promise you made, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but how's the view down there, James? Because you pulled the pin on me, my man.
Well, you know what?
Last minute, like literally, I was sitting here.
I know.
I'm set up. Do you know what else I'd done? Listen to this, guys. You may recall that in that exact conversation, James made mention of the fact that I wasn't showing him enough love anymore when it came to the show notes, that they were just getting texted through. So I went back to putting them on beautiful Curbing Canyon letterhead, making them gorgeous, well-researched links, even links to the video of the week so James would actually watch it. And then he cancelled. And he said to me this week, he said, that's good. We can just use the show notes from last time. I looked at them last night. I'm like, yeah, none of that's relevant anymore. But hey, that's why you come to Curbing Canyon, right? For the latest up-to-date news.
That's right. And speaking of which, we're going to be talking about, among other things, we're going to be talking about the 911 GT3 SC, and I'm going to talk about how much I fucking hate it. Welcome to Curbing Canyon.
Great cold intro. Love it.
Oh, dude. Well, we don't have to jump straight to that, but man, we've got some Porsche stuff to talk about. We've got a nice little roster here in your very professional and very beautiful show notes, which I did read. And I've even watched Video of the Week. Dude, I am here for you. Let's do it.
I love that. Well done. Good. That's. I'm glad to hear that. We've got a bunch to talk about. Like James said, we need to talk about the GT3 SC, and I'm not sure the two of us are going to agree on this car. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. Talk of a new Porsche hypercar. Is that happening? Maybe not.
I hope so.
I want to talk about. I think James is going to pop off about the GT3 SC. I want to pop off about what I think is the most overused word in the Porsche lexicon right now, and people need to fucking stop using it.
Is it?
We're not going to talk about it yet.
Okay. All right. I'm excited. I don't know which word is. I've got like 10 on my mind. That's an exciting news.
That's it. I'll be interested to see if you agree with me on this one.
I love it. So where are we going to start?
So, hey, let's start with a little thing that happened to me a few weeks ago.
Uh-oh. How's Little Green? Tell me Little Green's okay.
Little Green's okay now.
Oh, no. You smashed into a kangaroo finally, didn't you? With a wombat on the side and a didgeridoo to boot.
Don't joke about that. Do not joke about that. That is a constant source of huge anxiety for me when I'm out driving. No, I was out doing one of my kind of smallish loops that I have near my house, and I'm very lucky to live as close as I do to the hills, and it was late afternoon, no traffic on the roads, and I stopped by the side of the road to grab a few photos of Little Green looking resplendent, and then I got back in the car, put my foot on the clutch, and I'm like, this clutch does not feel good.
Oh no. It's amazing, isn't it, how you can just tell if a clutch is going or it's off or there's something wrong with it. Even just with a little tiny press of the pedal, you know the difference between what it was and what it is now.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And so, yeah, what was happening was just the first, I don't know, 2/3 of the travel, it was almost like there was nothing, and then it would kind of bite, and it was hard to shift into gear. I've had this happen before, actually twice on Little Green. So I already knew what it was. There is in the clutch pedal mechanism, there is a tiny, tiny pin. It's a little that sits in a housing, and the housing rotates around that pin. It actually copes with a lot of stress.
Okay.
A lot of stress, and particularly if you have a heavy clutch. And my old clutch, which was replaced in 2023, that was particularly heavy. And so what happens is that pin can fail. And when it fails, it is an absolute dog of a thing to get out. So I knew that I could barely shift gear. I knew that it was on the brink of failure. And when it fails, the pedal just goes to the floor and you're stranded.
Yeah, that's it. You're done.
You're done. So I kind of calculated how far I was from home and what was the route that I could take home that would give me the fewest traffic lights, the fewest stops, and basically the fewest shifts, because I figured I probably had maybe 10 shifts to make.
Oh.
And so there was a couple of stops or a couple of points where I had to stop, unfortunately. And so I'd go from first gear to fourth. Yeah. And then and I'm taking big roundabouts in fourth gear. I'm pulling out of low speed hairpin uphill corners in fourth gear.
Yeah.
And just hoping like hell that the thing isn't going to fail and leave me stranded on the side of the road. Mm-hmm. And so then I get onto the highway not too far from home, and I called Kath and I said, listen, you need to be by your phone. And she's like, why? And I said, because I'm going to call you in about 10 minutes. And when I do, I need you to open our garage door so that I can literally, because our driveway is on a slight incline. I said, I'm going to need to be able to just like bomb straight up the driveway into the garage. So the door has to be pre-opened. And so she got on standby right near home. And at this point, I'd had to make one stop at one intersection, and it was going further and further, and I was convinced it was absolutely on the brink. And right near home, I had this traffic light that had a green turning arrow, and I could see it in the distance, and I thought, I have to make that. I have to make that green light.
Yeah. Oh,
but no. I don't care what happens. So, foot flat to the floor in fourth gear. Not much happening, waiting for some torque to kick in. And I reckon, I won't incriminate myself, but I may have been a fraction late, and I went around that corner at such speed. And of course, I'm sure everyone that saw me just thought, bloody Porsche wanker.
Yeah.
Look, get a load of this guy.
Yeah.
And anyway, and so then I managed to, Kath opened the garage door for me. I flew in, got the car safely back home. And then I actually went through the process. I thought, maybe I can fix this myself. Maybe I can pull this all apart. Well, I ended up getting, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through the process of actually removing the pedal board. But then I just ran out of skill, patience, talent, any of the above. So my wonderful, wonderful mechanic, Stu from 9 Auto, actually offered to swing by my house on a Saturday morning and take it out for me, replace the pin and put it back in, which was super, super decent. And Stu's just such a great mechanic like that. And I mean, I hope he doesn't mind me saying that he did that, because I'm not sure that's a service he wants to be offering. He's not a doctor making house calls, but it was phenomenal. And to see the pin, it was in 2 pieces. So this tiny little pin, and you can just see the middle where it's worn out and just in 2 bits. But yeah, it's happened to me twice before. Both times has resulted in me having to get a tow truck. And so it was this time, at least I recognized it when it started, and was able to at least get the car home. But But 3 weeks prior, I should have been in Tasmania doing a 3-day rally.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Dude, that would have been day one. Stranded, side of the road.
Yeah.
I would have been fucked.
Oh,
and
man.
I was reasonably certain that I had a spare clutch pin for just such a purpose in my toolkit, but actually looking through it, I didn't. So even had I had the skill and patience, perhaps with some help from friends, to get that pedal board out.
Yeah.
Cable ties?
Yeah, totally.
I would have been in real trouble. So anyway, I will. There is actually a modded slave cylinder that you can get for the 964 clutch that is said to reduce the pedal pressure you need to apply by about 30%. And so I think I'll get that. I believe that most of the wear and tear on this particular pin was probably done with the old clutch. So I think, my new clutch is lighter, but I think I'm going to update this cylinder as well just to really lighten it off a bit, because I'm tired of this thing happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy for me to say this now, but it could have been a lot worse. I mean, you start to feel like that it could have been anything with the transmission, the flywheel. It could have been thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, certainly financially, it basically cost me nothing. It cost me a call out with Stu. But you're right. I think the only thing is, for such a tiny thing, and it is literally like a centimetre long, it is the most minuscule little thing. But had I been in Tasmania, it would have been rally over.
Yeah,
it would have been car on a tow truck, getting that tow truck and then getting the car onto the ship to bring it back to Victoria. Then it would have been getting it back on another tow truck from the ship docks.
Yeah.
It would have been just this huge, huge palaver. So, yeah, in a way, kind of relieved I didn't go to Tasmania.
I know, man. Yeah, totally. So is that, I mean, I suppose, given what you've just said, having a bunch of those in your glove box probably wouldn't have helped you on the side of the road. But are you able to buy like a better grade of pin that's going to last you now for longer? Is that an option?
No, I think lightening off the clutch is the thing that is the issue. And, I talked to my mate Gerard, who's got a 964, and he's like, well, it's never happened to me. And he's right, so he's never had it happen. And look, I think, one of the guys on the rally is a dude named Darren, who also runs an independent Porsche workshop. He's great. And so I believe that had I been stuck on the side of the road, if I'd had the pin, I'm certain Darren would have had the old pin out and the new one in without any drama. But if it was just me, look, if I'd had the pin and I was on the side of the road and it was desperate, then maybe I might have retained my patience longer.
Yeah.
Because there was a real need. But anyway, thankfully, I don't have to answer that question.
So you mentioned your mate, Gerard. Don't you mean my mate, Gerard? I'm pretty sure he's my mate now, son.
I do mean your mate, Gerard. I do. You've done a great thing.
He's been giving me all the skinny on you, son.
Okay. Well, so all right. So I reckon I know what he would have said about me, because I don't think he's got much dirt on me. Can I have a crack?
Yeah. Give it a go.
Okay. I reckon he's got two things. One will be that I am forever talking about upgrading my interior, and I've never done it.
Ding!
And I can see the look on your face. I'm like, I already know. And the other one would be that I'm constantly vacillating about, should I sell the 964 and get something modded?
Ding! To be fair, he said that it was really hard genuinely hard to come up with any dirt or stick that I could give you. And he was scraping the bottom of the barrel, but yeah. That's cool.
We message quite a lot, and it's at the point now where if I sent him this picture recently of a air cooled 911 interior with Recaro pole positions, and I'm like, look at this, and honestly, I really hesitate to send him that stuff now because I'm sure he's just looking at his phone, rolling his eyes, saying, "Yeah, man, whatever, never gonna happen."
I know. But I think I'm like that with my friends over here. I mean, whenever there's a GT3 touring that comes up, chances are it's either going to be me or Chris posting it to our little group. And, I'm sure the guys are rolling their eyes thinking, okay, there's another $400,000 car that James is never going to buy. But he's still torturing himself looking at it daily. Speaking of which, though, I did see, though, potentially the dream spec. It was like a Oslo blue color 991.2.
That's gorgeous.
991.2 touring with platinum satin rims, which went really well with the Oslo blue. The interior was black, but it had those like center colored houndstooth sort of style sort of seats.
Pepita.
And all of the colors just came together perfectly. And of course, carbon fiber for me and deviated stitching for me. And dude, so good. So good. I mean, if I could maybe get a second mortgage on the house without Ruthie finding out, well, she'd find out, obviously, because I'd show up in the car. But my God.
You deserve it. I feel like you deserve it. It's your moment. It's your time.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. That's what I say to Ruthie every couple of years. And I'm now 6 moments into my time with my 6 911s. Honey, this is the one. I promise you, this is the one. So, dude, that is the perfect segue into talking about the new 911. GT3 SC.
How good is it?
It's shit. It's shit. I'm so angry. What the fuck is Porsche thinking? What are they thinking? This is the perfect car. Whether you like the water-cooled or not, or you like the naturally aspirated, or you're a diehard turbo fan, I thought we could all agree, literally everyone could agree, that the GT3 was the perfect sports car. The perfect actual track car. It's a track car. It's a race car. What the hell are they doing? Making it heavier, less powerful, and cutting the fucking roof off. What are they thinking? I'm so angry. Like, I'm like literally livid.
He's popping off.
What are they doing?
How red James's face is right now.
and that's saying something because it's often a very a very red shade. But seriously, come on.
So I got a 2-word question for you. Why not?
Well, you could say that about so many things, and the answer is why?
Why?
I mean, let's go and fucking color in a mustache or Kim Kardashian lips on the fucking Mona Lisa in the loop. Just don't do it. Don't do it. You've got the perfect car. Everybody holds it with such high regard, and now you've just gone and turned it into I was going to say a really horrible word, but a mobile. A beep mobile. For beeps who don't know. Seriously.
All right, so first up, I need to apologize to any listeners who enjoy the experience of a top-down drive in their 911 or their Boxster. There is nothing wrong with a soft top.
Well, I wouldn't fully agree with that. I think soft tops,
your view.
But hang on. I think so. Soft tops are fine. I've got nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a convertible 911. I wouldn't have one myself. I think it spoils the silhouette, but I get it. It's nice to have the roof down. It feels it's a different kind of driving experience. It's exhilarating. All of that good stuff. They didn't need to do it to the GT3. They didn't need to do it to that production line. Why fuck with the GT3?
All right, so I gotta ask, right? Because you seem a little worked up.
Dude,
you do. Okay,
I'm so angry. I'm staring at it, and it's making me feel worse. It's making my blood boil.
Okay, and don't take this the wrong way. Is it because you're a pale ginger and if you have the top down, you know you're going to get burnt to a crisp?
That doesn't enter into it. Even a little bit. Like, seriously, why do you need a cabriolet? Are you just? I've had enough. All right,
Porsche. So let me ask you this: what was your feelings on the 991.2 Speedster?
Visually, not my thing, but I thought it was an incredible car. I thought it was
the difference.
It was an incredible one-off. It was true to an original concept. It was an original concept that was reimagined. The original concept of the GT3 was a track car. It was the racing car equivalent of the 911. It's not a touring car, even though it's, a GT, but it's a track car. It's a racing car. And this isn't a reimagining. This is Porsche in their desperation trying to appeal to, I don't know, the 21-year-olds that, are daughters to the multimillionaires who are like, oh yeah, Daddy, I'd like a convertible GT3. And they know nothing about it. I don't know, Andy. I'm talking in circles now a little bit, but you can tell I'm not happy.
I'm picking up on that.
So Speedster, tell me how this, the Speedster was a reimagining, right, of a classic, beautiful, special Porsche.
It is, but you could also argue that the fundamental experience of driving that car is the same as what they've achieved here. The only differences that I can see are three. One, it doesn't have the name. Two, it doesn't have that beautiful hump that the Speedster had at the rear. And three, you don't have to get out of the car to put the roof up and down. Other than that, it is the same. They've engineered the same driving experience. You just don't have to get in and out. That's. I mean, so this is my view on it. I watched Chris Harris's video, and I think he summed it up beautifully, which is he really wanted to hate this car, but actually really digs this car.
Okay.
Yes, and I think about it in that way too. Like, here's my view. If I had the means, would this be the current lineup 911 that I would choose? Well, do you know, I was about to say no, it wouldn't be. But actually, maybe.
Oh, come on.
Maybe.
Why would you?
I wouldn't.
Why would you take a heavier, slower version?
Oh, come on. Do you really think you're going to notice that it's heavier and slower? Sorry, I didn't realize I was talking to Walter Rall here. I mean, come on, dude. You and me driving on some twisty road in the mountains, we're not going to be driving it saying, it's pretty good, but you can feel the weight, huh? Like, fuck off.
I think if you're buying a GT3,
I'm a purist.
You're either buying it because you don't know any better, and maybe this is the audience that they're trying to get to, again, out of desperation to dramatically increase revenue and dig themselves out of a financial hole, or you're buying it because you do appreciate the metrics, and every pound counts, and every second counts, and every foot-pound of torque counts. This is the slower, heavier version of that perfect 911. And you're doing it because why? You want to put the top down while you're doing 140 on the track with your helmet on?
Nah, I mean, here's the thing. You're not going to track that car. But I would argue that most people who buy GT3s, I'd love to know the stats on this, don't track them. Right? You and I, we've talked about this a million times. Both of us agree that the unicorn car, the one to have, is the 991.2 GT3 Touring. Were either of us to buy that car, how many times do you think we would track it? Honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. If I could,
like, you'd do it. I'd say, do you know what? I have to do this. I have to try it on the track. There's no way I couldn't. But that's not my use case for it. I would be, holy shit, the morning waking up the day one of a rally, knowing I was about to do 3 days of driving in the mountains in a GT3. That is the thing that would excite me the most. Even though I know that in that moment, I'd not be able to extract the full performance of the car. It's driving, it's hearing it bouncing off canyon walls as you drive through at high revs. It's not 140 k's an hour with a helmet on, and so I think you could make an argument that if that is your use case for this car, and you live in a decent climate, then a top-down version of that, where you can hear that 9,000 RPM, you can feel it around you. That doesn't sound bad, right?
Just...
I love when you get angry, but...
Put your windows down.
I think I'm getting through here. I think I'm getting through here. You should see him, everyone. His face is less red now, and I feel like maybe I'm getting through.
There is a lot to be said about logical, rational arguments, but impulsively, I still hate it.
Yeah, and it's your right to do so. It is your right
God.
to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Okay, if you had the opportunity to drive it, well, how would you approach that? Like, would you just be walking and go, fuck this, there's no way I'm gonna like this? Or would you go in open-minded?
I am that spiteful and twisted when I get this angry. I probably would refuse a test drive in it, just so I couldn't prove myself wrong. Look, I'm a Scouser, okay? We are the worst combination of English, Irish, and Scottish, and you put all of those things together with a healthy dose of either caffeine or alcohol, and I'm as stubborn as hell.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to see you driving one of these things. I don't want slathered in sun cream, sweating. I don't think we need that. But okay, this is my view on it. If I had the money and I was making the purchase, it wouldn't be the car I choose. I would go a regular GT3, but I never, ever, ever thought I would consider a Cabriolet 911, and this would actually come into the mix for me.
Oh my God. I mean, if I had the money to buy, let's say I could fit 5 911s in my garage. Here we go. Reality. There would be 5 911s that I would buy before this one, and this wouldn't probably make it into my top 10. It would, and in no particular order, it would be the GT3, it would be the GT3 RS, it would be the GT3 Touring. There's a theme there. It would be the Carrera T. I would have the.
So you'd literally just have like 5 991s.
Well, I mean, if we're just going to pick, but what I'm saying is, basically, if I'm in the market for a brand new Porsche right now, going to the configurator, I would start there. I would look at the base Carrera before I looked at this one. If I wanted a Cabriolet, I'd probably look at the S or the Turbo S. I would happily look at all 7 or 8 of those variants before I would even look at a GT3 with a soft top.
Interesting. I mean, look, the other thing that it kind of brings up for me, it makes me kind of circle back to the Spyder and Spyder RS, because I think visually those two cars beat this one. And
yeah, agree.
Yeah, and I've always loved them. Mind you, I mean, the Spyder RS with that ridiculous roof mechanism, I couldn't actually live with that, because I do drive. And that's why this one appeals to me, right? Like, I absolutely love the 991.2 Speedster. I'm a really big fan of that car. And I remember Catchpole saying, you know, a Cabriolet is a car that you occasionally drive with the roof down, whereas a Speedster is a car you occasionally drive with the roof up. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I think with the roof up, it looks a little bit naff. But the idea of having to get out of the car, even simple as that mechanism is, to get out of the car to actually put the roof up or down, particularly if you get caught in a rain shower. And I don't know if you ever watch any of Petrol Ped's content. You know, he bought a 718 Spyder, and his very first or second drive video, he gets caught in the rain in traffic, and he has to pull over and put the roof up. That said, I think I could come to terms with that. I think I could live with that. But so yeah, I think if I was gonna get a cab, I'd probably still go for a Spyder over this. But do you know what? Even visually, I'm surprised by how much I don't hate it. Which is not a glowing recommendation, I know, but
so you mentioned,
I kind of dig it.
I can't see myself getting out of this particular corner or off this particular soapbox, even though I know I'm probably wrong. Talking about the Spyder RS and talking about, I'm the Speedster. I'm now thinking about the Carrera GT, which to me still looks like a bit of a weird Boxster. I've never been massively. I know I've never been massively sold on the Carrera GT. Mechanically, performance-wise, I am in awe of it. But I've never really liked the Carrera GT. I'm sorry to say.
What?
I'm more of a 918 Spyder guy. But this brings us on to the conversation about hypercars, because you can do all the futzing you want with the 911 range, but what Porsche haven't done for a while is bring out a true, absolute groundbreaking, incredible hypercar. You really want to go back to that Carrera GT comment, don't you?
Dude, I don't know if we can. I don't know if I can stay in this relationship. I will admit the Carrera GT has some slightly unresolved lines, but yet in a way it just all comes together for me. Its imperfections make it perfect.
Oh, well, that sounds like some marketing bullshit from somebody who works in the industry. However,
hey, fuck off.
I'll get on board with that. No, I mean, to be fair, I'm being overly critical of the Carrera GT. It is a really gorgeous
take it
car.
Back.
I will. It is really gorgeous. I've never really liked the taillights, and I've never really liked all of those unfinished lines that you're maybe talking about. Yeah, not massively fond of the headlights either. But it's okay. But in terms
I think it's of its time, right? Like those taillights. Yeah. They look like a first gen 997 or second gen 996.
It's always gonna be iconic. You can't argue with the mechanics, the sort of the engineering, the specs, the performance, the handling, all of that. Completely in awe, and always will be. But of all of the super cars, it's not my first pick. But this is the next conversation then. So, tell us about what you've heard on the grapevine about potential hypercar.
Well, so new CEO Michael Leiter, allegedly, right? This is being reported in various sources, is looking to he wants to create a successor to the 918 Spyder. Obviously, there is cooling EV demand, and so maybe unlike I don't remember that EV hypercar prototype they had floating around 2 years ago. That Mission X.
Whatever.
Mission X? I think
it wasn't
Mission
E.
X, yeah.
It was Mission E.
It was a cool car. Yeah, I remember seeing it, and they had the prototype at the Australian Formula One Grand Prix, and it looked really cool. But I assume that car's not happening. But so it would be something that is probably, I imagine, hybrid. So it just raises an interesting question for me, which is, does Porsche really need a Halo hypercar right now? Because who's going to buy this car? What's it going to cost? It'll be $1 million plus. They'll make 1,000 of them.
If that.
I just don't. I actually think what they should be doing is getting the fucking Boxster and Cayman right.
They should be getting the Boxster and Cayman right. But I wonder, and this goes back to a conversation about, what is Porsche today? You said it's like, I love the way you put this. It's more of it's a mobility
It's
brand.
a mobility
Right.
company with an iconic sports car.
Exactly. So I completely agree they need to get the box to Cayman right. But what they need is the hype, pun intended, around a hypercar or some kind of supercar that swings the pendulum away from, great, here's another SUV that can go super fast. Here's an EV platform that nobody really gives a shit about. Here's another micro SUV, which is a complete waste of time. What's it called? The Cayenne Coupe, and the next Macan, where you can basically fit a small dog in the background with your groceries. You haven't got kids. I don't want to hear any more about Porsche and SUVs and boring shit. I want to hear about the next racing car, the next super sports car, and be happy that I'm kind of in the middle of that spectrum with my 911, but I'm with a brand that's leaning more towards racing and sports cars than boring family cars and SUVs.
But so here's my question. Is a hypercar relevant anymore? Because the thing about a hypercar that used to make it so exciting was, yes, you're talking about typically dramatic visual styling, right?
Yeah.
Butterfly doors, all of that sort of stuff. Great, love it. But ultimately, a hypercar should be about ultimate performance. The problem with that in today's age is that ultimate performance can be achieved with an EV. And an out-of-the-box Tesla is probably going to be quicker than your $1 million Porsche hypercar. And so other than having the bragging rights of ownership, and let's be honest, who's going to get their hands on one? Jerry Seinfeld and then a bunch
Elon
of
Musk.
Bitcoin influencers. Yeah, that's right. So to me, I think the point you make is valid, that you can, a hypercar creates the noise, the opportunity to bring the brand back into the forefront for the thing for which it is most famous. But I think the age of the hypercar is behind us.
It might be.
Because here's the thing, right? That's why we still get excited. That's why the motoring world still gets so excited about the GT3. Because in pure performance terms, it's in a way, it's kind of been the same car for 15 years. Its output has been about 500 horsepower now for a couple of generations and sub-generations. They've maxed out what they can do with that NA engine. But we keep being drawn to it as enthusiasts because it's still the most real and, God, dare I say it, visceral, and that's not the word I'm going to talk about later, by the way. New, let's call it supercar that you can get on the market.
Yeah, I hear you. Let me ask you this though: would a Tesla beat a GT3 RS on the ring? Because we talk about
of course not.
So we talk about performance, quote unquote. We're not just talking about raw power and speed. We're talking about the whole package. So in that respect, in that regard, if we're talking about racing, if we're talking about the ultimate racing experience on a track, then perhaps the hypercar's age hasn't yet, come to a sunset, and it's still there. I don't know. But, Porsche sort of continually trying to innovate and push the boundaries. That's what I love about Porsche. That's one of the things I love about the brand. And they're certainly not doing that for me by coming up with a slightly cooler looking Cayenne.
No, look, I agree with that. I would like to see them. I'd like to see them focusing on motorsport in the way that they used to. I occasionally watch Carrera Cup, and Carrera Cup is I find it utterly boring, to be honest, because watching 3911s racing around a track, it's like, unless you know the drivers, it's oh, good, I just hope Porsche win. Well, they will. Versus, if you watch World Endurance Championship and these sorts of things, when you see Porsche up against BMW and up against McLaren and Ferrari, it's like you're barracking for them, right?
Yeah.
And I'd love to see a focus back on that, because then you get that, hey, we are destroying everyone in motorsport, and that, to me, in a way, that's more compelling in terms of the proposition you just laid out around, I want to see them continue to innovate. I want to see that motorsport derived innovation coming down through the model range. Because it's interesting, right? Like there's rumors that the new GT3 RS is, I think,
a cabriolet. It's got 3 wheels. 3 wheels.
Well, I think it's going to be turbocharged.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I'm also not massively happy about that, to be honest, either. Why do they need to do that?
Because they're now on a lot of side by side tests with other manufacturers. They've got the absolute king aero package, but they just can't match them for power, and it's starting to show. I always thought the GT2 RS was the car for that. But
exactly, that's what I thought too. I don't understand that, but if you forget about the GT2 RS for a second, okay, fair enough. I can probably get on board with some kind of rational argument that says we need to do this to the GT3, and so it's got a turbocharged engine. But for fuck's sake, put the roof back on it. Come on, man. So
it's interesting.
I've got to say, the spirit of this conversation, Andy Gaunt, has been very, very grumpy. Two grumpy men arguing about things they can't control. I just absolutely love it. Let's move on to the next topic, shall we? Apparently, there's a word in Porsche culture that is really, really itching one's crack.
That's a really good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
So what is it?
There's sometimes just things where something becomes overused, right? And I see this word used in ads on Car Sales, our local car selling website, on YouTube videos. Listen, I get it. You've put some lowering springs on your 911 SC, and maybe you've put some tartan inserts on the seat. But stop calling it a fucking outlaw. It's not an outlaw. Come on. Fine. Okay. Here's the thing. If we talk about outlaws and you rewind a little bit, I know that my understanding, or at least what I think is true, is that when Rod Emery was doing these incredible 356 builds that were really pushing the boundaries in terms of the kinds of modifications he was making in a category where cars are typically rebuilt to Concours condition to be absolute, they're just restored and they're perfect and you don't mess with them. And he comes along and he's doing these incredible builds that are just insane. And he goes to events and, the secretary of the 356 club's like, we don't know where to put you guys. You're kind of like the outlaws. That's where it comes from, right? And so he's got those outlaw badges, and then you've got the Magnus thing, right? The urban outlaw. That becomes a thing. So I see how it has found its way into our lexicon.
Yeah.
But every other car, there was a beautiful 964 that was for sale, I think, on Bring a Trailer. Maybe a month ago, and they had a YouTube video about it, and they kept promoting it as this 964 Outlaw. It was a grey 964 on E88s. I'm sorry, that's not an outlaw. You've not outlawed it. You've not done something criminal with it. Just
crazy.
Just shut up. Say it's been hot rodded, fine. Say it's modded, fine. Get over yourself, though. You put some tartan inserts in. I'm sorry, you're not an outlaw. You're just someone who's trying to create some heritage in your car that you probably shouldn't.
Gotcha. Fair enough. I didn't immediately think of that. I thought you were maybe going to say the word either performance, which gets thrown around a lot.
That's a fair word.
Or resto mod. That's one that kind of annoys me a little bit. But yeah, Outlaw didn't go there. Yeah, fair enough. So yeah. So to me, yeah, Rod Emery for sure. When I think of Outlaws today, I think of all of the Singer cars. And naturally,
but they're not outlaws. Again, they're not outlaws. They're just. I think to me, to be honest, no. I mean, look, I get it, but can we just stop using it?
I think
Can we just?
I think we can. I think it shouldn't be used casually by, like you say, somebody who slaps the. Slaps an Esso sticker on the side of their fender.
Exactly.
Ooh,
I've got the mobile Pegasus on the side of my car.
Exactly. Yeah. That should stop immediately. But something like, to me, something like a Singer is an outlaw if that word is going to continue on in the Porsche community, because it's a major restoration of a 964. As an example, it's a complete change to a whole number of different aspects of the car, and not just minor changes. It's like a complete transformation of the interior, and it's still a Porsche, but it's not a Porsche. It's all of the different things they do to it. I think that, to me, and Gunther works as well. Maybe not as much, but Singer for one, and. Just because of the documentary, and I think it's fine if Magnus Walker can be called an urban outlaw, and his cars are outlaws. But yeah, I agree, it gets used way too much, and it definitely shouldn't be for Dave and Pete to show up at Cars and Coffee and they've slapped a sticker on their car. I mean, no, they deserve a good kicking.
Yeah, just
in front of everybody.
Just stop, and stop claiming it. Stop calling. If someone else says your car is such an outlaw build, fine, own that, but stop claiming it yourself. Stop putting it in ad copy, for God's sake.
Oh, I love it. We're such a cheery bunch today, mate. Just brilliant. Anything else you want to get off your chest while we're at it? Because I feel like I definitely got my penny's worth, or 2 pennies worth of venting.
This is, do you know what? If nothing else, dude, this has been a good session. I feel a bit lighter, if I'm honest.
I'm good. I'm glad. Well, we're going to be finishing on a fairly light note, I would say, today, because you've definitely turned around the quality of the recommendation for video of the week this week, because the last one was mediocre. I think we can both agree to that. But
what was the last one? What was it?
Exactly. What was it? It was the 996 4S. And it was, the cold start.
Yeah, that's fair. That film was good, and hats off to the guys who made it. But it was better in my memory than actually when I went back and rewatched it. So apologies. This one, though, I've been watching this dude for a little while. He's popped up out of nowhere.
So tell us about it. Ian
Drives
Chill.
His channel's called Ian Drives Chill. He's in Taiwan. And he has a 992 Carrera stock. I think he runs it on PS4Ss. And every video is him driving these insane roads. Like, just the most incredible roads you've ever seen. And every time I watch it, and you see all of the comments underneath are, where is this? Where is this? Where is this? And it's all just POV. So not, insane production values, but he does a great job with the POV. I think he's running on, I'd say it's DJI action cams. He's running at that beautiful frame rate and everything, so it actually looks quite filmic. But the scenery is stunning. The cars he is chasing are stunning, and he's quick. He's really quick, and I don't know if it's sped up a little, maybe 10%, because certainly watching, and I can't remember if this one's one of the wet ones, but when he's driving in the wet, he's carrying some speed. But if you want a kind of a 911 POV meditation where you can just kind of sit there and just get immersed, I think this guy's doing it beautifully.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was 50 minutes long though, wasn't it, or 45 minutes long?
Yeah, I mean, you like I say, you're never going to watch the whole thing. You might just have it on kind of in the background while you're working.
Yeah, exactly. You'll tune in, tune out. Yeah, I thought it was really good. And actually, the thing that struck me first was, oh, where is he driving? And I was looking through the comments as well. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There were a couple of moments where I thought, okay, that might be the Smoky Mountains and Tail of the Dragon. No, it looks a bit too tropical for that.
I got a vibe of that too.
Maybe it's Australia. I don't know. But yeah, no, I like that a lot. Yeah, I watched a couple of minutes and then dip sampled it later and later and later and later. It's definitely worth a go. But, did you also notice, though, as fast as he was driving, the guy in his rearview mirror was right on his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whichever mate was driving with him was doing a great job. Maybe he was in the he was in the convertible GT3. He was keeping up with it doing really well.
If that was me, I would have been on the radio saying, "Hey, dude, can you give me a bit of space?" I did, and not to bring it down and back to my outlaw angriness. There's one thing in the videos that I'm not convinced on.
What's that?
Do we need gloves in a modern 911? Come on, fuck's sake! Stop wearing gloves.
No, we absolutely should not be wearing driving gloves. No.
If you drive a short wheelbase 911 with a wooden steering wheel, then come at me. Wear your gloves. Absolutely do it. But come on. You got beautiful AC. You're in absolute... Just don't with the gloves. Just don't.
I love it. Well, look, I'm going to go and find some school children to scream at. I hope you're going to do something equally despicable.
Yeah, I'm just going to go stand on my lawn and wave my fist at people. Get your dog off my lawn.
Damn teenagers. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure once again. Even though we've been a little grumpy today, thank you, listeners, for tuning in and all your feedback and constant encouragement. When's the next pod dropping? We're here for you.
And we do, and honestly, the comments and stuff like that, it believe it or not, in spite of the fact that we don't get to do this all that often, all of that stuff, the engagement with you guys, it genuinely means the world to us. So, yeah, please keep them coming. Tell us we're a pair of knuckleheads. We get it. And hey, what's your view? Are there words you think people should not be using? And how do you feel about the GT3 SC? Do we know what SC stands for? Is it Super Carrera? Like that? Because that's what the original 911 SC was.
I don't know. Sucks something. And on that bombshell, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.